So I have spoke about this briefly before in a previous video about how YouTube is now making it so much easier for smaller content creators as myself to be able to get monetized. And I could feel the change happening some months ago. I would say probably for me, like really noticing, it may have been about four months ago, 3 to 4 months ago, when I really started to pay attention, because I started noticing how people that were coming up in my suggestions I never seen before. And I'm like, who is this? And, I'm looking at because I do tarot and I have my own tarot channel, vibez with a Z, vibez tarot. And so I'm looking and I'm just like, who is this? And I'm noticing, like the titles seemed like they were interesting. And so I started looking at some of these newer people, and I'm just like, I started seeing more newer people coming up than the older people that I was used to. Pardon me. Not that they weren't. I got the hiccups. I hate that. Hold on. I need some water. Not that they... I hate having the hiccups, y'all. Not that they weren't showing the older people that I normally watch. But it's just that it was very noticeable how they were starting to push people that had less subscribers. And so it started making me wonder, like, are people saying my things? Because I don't know if they are. So I don't know. I just kind of figure that maybe they are. Maybe they're starting to see some of my things the same way that I'm seeing theirs. And I'm popping up somewhere on somebody's feed for a suggestion the same way that they're popping up on mine. I'm hoping. And I'm really, hoping to get more subscribers, more watch time. Because this all kind of goes in with not just that channel, but my Divination with D channel as well. And they kind of go hand in hand for me because of the voodoo work that I do. And so the one video that was the main video with the one guy, Dante London, I watched it in the morning. And he was giving tips about how, like, what he did and what he was doing, and showing people what they do in order to get monetized, and how long he had been at it. And I started seeing a lot of other people that were saying the same thing. But the thing that got me with the newer people was that when I went to their page and I'm looking to see how many subscribers they had, some of them had like way less than me and way less videos out than I have. Now, mind you, I'm just like, how are they popping up? Like, literally, how are they popping up? And they're not like a big channel. So when I seen Dante's stuff and what he was saying about how YouTube is seriously just pushing out smaller content creator stuff, it really started to make me think like, wow, this really has to be, because I have been noticing it and had can't really take real stock into it, but then I started feeling like, YouTube really is doing something here. So, hold on. I'm really waiting to see what is going to happen because there's been this switch. Like, there, you can clearly tell that there's been like this switch. And it's just really going to be interesting to see how things start to come about, because it honestly is like kind of making me wonder about my tarot channel, and that's one of the bigger channels that I have in terms of the subscribers that I have. But it's making me wonder what'll happen in regards to what he was saying, because he's saying how, you know, his channel, he's just been videotaping himself, recording himself doing everyday things. And I don't know. Now, I don't know if you guys feel like I do. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Because of where I am, I really just tend to feel like I am not the most exciting person in the world. But for whatever reason, people may find it fascinating to see me, to hear me talk, to watch me. Because I know there's just some people that I just like to look at. I just like to hear them. And some people have some pretty interesting stories. And so, my, channel here, I decided that I wanted to do this because it is something that I pretty much can talk about, my experiences. I think that's the best thing that people can do, is talk about their experiences. I feel like it's the one thing that should come the most natural to them. And, if it doesn't, then I don't know what to tell you, because who can tell your story better than you? You know what I mean? But everybody, I feel, has a story to tell. I think the biggest thing that would make it the most challenging for a lot of people is being in front of the camera and knowing that people are going to see you, possibly judge you, because that was the thing that I was initially afraid of. And I actually started a couple channels, but for the first time, I started a channel back in like 20, I say like around 2021, about that time. And it may have even been more so like around 2020, like somewhere around when COVID was popping. And I had a couple channels. The one I named it D Spot, that's gone. I did another one. I did a few, but being able to keep the momentum up has been a little challenging. And especially with my situation, again, with being homeless and trying to get myself together and, going from one place to another. It has been a little bit challenging to keep up with it, especially when you're talking about, looking at the editing process and stuff like that, trying to make sure you got a decent thumbnail, and then, all the other things that kind of factor into it. And I'm just like, I don't have time for all that. Like, it really becomes consuming, because pretty much all consuming, because it's a job. You know what I'm saying? And you have to treat it as such. And I'm like, I really don't have time for that. Like, the different things that I was doing, the hours that I was putting in when I first started, and I was in New York, and I would be working 16-hour shifts sometimes. When I was in Florida, which is where I just came from, I was doing 12-hour shifts. And you're tired. You're not really, thinking about doing a video. But I can say, and for me, I'm saying more so like doing a reading, because doing a reading is draining within itself. I have to use a lot of energy to pull, to see what could actually be going on either with the collective or an individual person, um, doing them for people. Like I would have people ask me to do readings, and I would do a reading and do a video and then send it to them and put it on my other channel that is specifically for the videos that I send to people, and I give an unlisted link for it, so they would be the only person that could look at that video unless they give the link to somebody. But it really takes a lot out of you, and I'm just like, even like right now, I'm tired. I've been up since like 5. It is now, oh, going on 9. It's about 20 minutes to 9. I'm tired. Let me check. And just, yeah, it's 20 minutes to 9. It's 8:40. I am really ready to like get my things off and lay my black ass down. And so to think about the fact of doing a reading, and I actually just got done doing a reading for my other channel, it can be a little tiring, and for somebody that doesn't, let me stop fumbling over my words. If you have a channel like that and you're doing stuff, it can be a lot when you're already holding down a full-time job and then you're, doing that. Now, mind you, I don't have a full-time job, but I do get up and I have a process of things that I do because I go to school. And I've mentioned this numerous times in other videos. I'm going to school online, so I do have things that I do. I have a routine that I try to keep up with. And so I have my own process of things that I go through the day. So at some point in the day, I'm tired and I'm ready to lay down. So when you think about people that actually have a job and they're also trying to do their tarot or whatever it is that they do on the side, and you think about the whole video process of having to do the right kind of thumbnail, the editing and all of that stuff, it really could be something that people are not trying to do. So when Dante was talking about how, just do something that's unedited, just do you. I think it's one of the easiest things in the world that somebody could actually do and not have to worry about editing. Like, let people see you for who you are. I mean, for the first time, for the first time, I actually did a video of allowing people to see me like washing my face and get myself, washed, like starting my day and what it is that I do, like just my dressing, getting dressed process. And it wasn't much because I didn't go deep into it, but it's like, you got little snippets here and there. And it was an easy process, but not an easy process because you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable, in front of this camera and really let people in. And it can be a little embarrassing and humbling. And I'm like, I don't let people just see me looking any old kind of way, especially when I first get up in the morning, like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, let some sun hit my face for a minute, and let me get going, get my momentum going and everything before I really let people see me. But it could just, be one of those kind of things where people become very subconscious about the way that they look and stuff like that. So the whole process then, of trying to think of what you can do, really don't, like what he was saying, you really don't have to try to figure out what to do. You're just gonna do you. That's it. You're just gonna be you. So it's like you don't, and then you're not really gonna be looking at editing and stuff like that. But I will say this, because there is a bit of a science behind everything. Like some of the people talk about using the TubeBuddy, the vidIQ, the AI creator thing that actually does help. And they really are helpful, because when I say that sometimes you may have a challenging time coming up with a title you may have a challenging time um, coming up with ideas to put for your thumbnail or in your description box. That thing really can help. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to put some things out there that are going to be attention catching. And you don't have to use them, but it actually does give an idea of what would be something that would generate good views. Good views. So I just want to say, Dante is out there inspiring a lot of people because I feel like a lot of people definitely feel like him. They're waiting for their opportunity to be able to come up, and with the economy, with the way that things are, it just feels like it's a little bit challenging because states are not willing to raise the income of wages, but everything else seems like it's going up, and it's like, where's the balance? And so, kudos, kudos to the creators of YouTube that are actually really, really starting to push out the smaller content creators and give them the opportunity, because there really are some smaller channels that I have come across with them coming up in my suggestion feed that really do have, that I've subscribed to, that really do have some really decent content and things that I enjoy. So thank you to the creators for thinking about that and doing that, whoever decided to do it. I am one of those individuals, like I said, that I'm hoping to get that boost and become monetized at some point. I think that anybody that is doing this, we all are staying hopeful, and you have to, and just continue to believe that it is going to happen. And if you don't know what to do, I'm telling you, just do you. That's really all you have to do, because there's so many people out there that want to feel as though there is someone else out there that relates to them or that they can relate to, instead of seeing these people that are, and not to diminish them in any kind of way, but it's kind of challenging sometimes to always see somebody that's got the nice house and a nice car, and they're traveling or doing all kind of exotic things, and saying, oh, and you can have this life too. And it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And not to say that they didn't pay their dues, you know what I'm saying, to get where they are, but giving us a bit of a break when it comes to that algorithm, like, come on. It can be a bit challenging. Dante can tell you himself, he already said that he's been at it for like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? 5 years. And sometimes people don't even have the time or the wherewithal to be like, how do I do this? How do I get with the, figure out the analytics for this stuff? And how can I get, break into the algorithm? And it can be challenging. It really can, because I feel like I have done some really pretty decent reads, and I try not to just do, any old kind of thing. My style of doing reads for my tarot is not, I don't feel like it's the same as other people. Some people may beg to differ, but I do feel like when I do reads, that I try to come from a very, very authentic place. And I believe that I've had some really decent readings, but how many people are going to see it, and what does it matter if nobody really sees it? Because like he was saying, we're not going to sit up here and try to fool ourselves to believe that we're for shits and giggles. We all trying to get paid, okay? We're not doing this for nothing. So when people are putting their heart and soul into something, they really are expecting at some point to have something come back. So again, I'm grateful to the creators of YouTube for leveling the playing and giving some of the small content creators a chance to have their stuff seen. And if all you know how to do is run your face, but you got, personality, go and get out there and run your face and do your thing. I don't feel like I'm that kind of person. Like, I think that I have my moments, but I'm for a different crowd of people. I'm really for a different crowd of people, you know. I don't know. It it's like to each his own, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would say that, now is the time, and I would rather jump on the bandwagon now and see where it gets me in 4 to 6 months, opposed to missing the chance of this thing losing its momentum and everybody that got on it getting on it at the right time, and you end up missing out because you don't know at any point when things end up changing again. You know what I'm saying? So take the opportunity. We're in the new year, and you can't beat it. You can't beat it. So thank you, Dante, for doing your thing. I'm so excited for you and your fiance. I'll be waiting for the invitation to the wedding. um, but yeah, I'm really happy for you. And thanks for the inspiration. Thanks again to the creators of YouTube for leveling the playing field and giving people like me an opportunity to get our voice heard. So this is it. And use some of those tools, y'all, because like I said, you're going to see people that are on here and they're going to say just this one thing. It's not that one thing. It's that one thing combined with a bunch of other one things. But now still is one of the best times to do it. And if you take the time to try to figure it out, it really is not that bad. You can help simplify your process of getting your stuff seen a lot more if you just take your time and use some of that stuff. The biggest thing that I can say that will make some of the most difference is going to be using the app. The I believe it is the Tubi Buddy that's going to help you and break down the analytics, and the other one that's also going to give you help when it comes to figuring out a catchy title that people will be attracted to help you to get those. And if you actually do that first before you try to figure out what you're gonna do, like if you do that before the video, that will already give you this suggestion on what you can talk about if you have no idea what to talk about. Do that first, and that is going to save you a great deal of brainstorming when it comes to, well, I don't know what to talk about. Use one of those apps and it will definitely help you. So I'm going to let y'all go. I am ready to go to bed. I don't know if y'all can see the luggage that I am carrying right now, but I'm not trying to make my bags any heavier. So I am about to lay, like I said, my black ass down. And I hope that y'all continue to stick it out with me and watch my journey. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit me up and leave a comment down below. And if you have a channel, trust and believe, I will be willing to subscribe to your channel back. All right. So I'm out, y'all. Have a good night. Deuces.